Thanks so much for being willing to be a beta tester for GoldMind. It means a lot to me, and it's been a dream of mine for a while now to create something that allows technology to actually help us build our potential and reach it rather than, take away from it. And I'm just really excited about where GoldMind is going. So I hope that as you're testing this, that you actually benefit from it, and I want to know what your experience is. I actually need you to be brutally honest. Pretend like you don't know me. Don't care about hurting my feelings. That doesn't matter. What I need and what I want is to know exactly what is working, what isn't working for you, whether you'd actually use this, and anything you would do to change it, to make it better, to make it a better experience for you. So thank you for being willing to do this, and I appreciate all the brutal honesty you've got. So just as a refresher for what GoldMind is and what it's trying to accomplish, GoldMind seeks to help people become more intentional about the things that matter most to them by guiding them to reflect regularly and write what they're thinking. I use the word intentional because with the way that our modern lives are, we cram our schedules full of busy things, and when we're not busy, we are finding some sort of digital distraction, and self-awareness is low. Self-awareness being understanding the thoughts that are going through our heads, how our emotions are affecting us, and how our choices are affecting us and those around us. Writing about what's going on in our lives and targeting our writing specifically to help us reflect on things that are important to us will help us to be much more intentional about the way we go about these top priorities in our lives. So just as you would look into a mirror when you want to look your best, when you want to do your best thinking, you need to write. So with that, I'm just going to dive right in and show you GoldMind, how to sign up, and walk you through the app. There's a mobile app coming in the near future. Currently, we just have the website, but I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. So first off, you need to go to goldmind.app, and in the top right corner, there is a login sign up button. You click on that, go to the sign up portion. Currently, you can't sign up through your Google or your Facebook, but you will be able to in the near future. So go ahead and put in an email and a password. You will need to go and check your email and confirm that you're putting in an email that you own before you can actually sign in. But once you've done that, you can go ahead and sign in. So the purpose of the home screen, which is the landing page you'll always hit when you sign into the app, is really to prime your mind with the most important things that you're trying to focus on right now. So at the top you have today's exercises, which I'll come back to later, but it's basically GoldMind's main way of getting you to reflect. You'll find topics in the exercise library to reflect on, and we'll come back to that later. Right below that you have the top priorities. So you're going to be writing about a lot of different things and reflecting on them, but the things that matter most to you right now that you want to access the quickest and see the things that you've written about, you can find here in your top priorities. Like I said, we're going to come back to this later because it's all going to make more sense once you see the nuts and bolts of the app. So with that, let's go over to the sidebar, and let's talk about how you're going to store the things that you write in GoldMind. So GoldMind is structured with high-level notebooks, and inside those notebooks you can add topics. So notebooks are supposed to be general, and the topics inside them are getting more specific. You could create a notebook for family, maybe one for your professional or work life, or for school. You should definitely create one for mindfulness, and I personally created one for books that I read so I can take notes on those. In GoldMind, the topics that live inside these notebooks serve lots of different functions. First off, and the most familiar to any of you who have used note-taking apps before, topics are a way to organize your notes. So you've got notebooks at a high level, and then topics are kind of a more granular, more specific place to store notes. But also, in addition to that, topics in GoldMind work like tags. So when you're writing a note, you can add multiple topics to the note. So if what you're writing about applies to more than one thing, you can find it in either of those topics, and those can span different notebooks. So if I'm reading a book and it's a book on leadership, I can have all my notes with the topic for that book, but I could also have a topic somewhere in my professional notebook about leadership that I could also tag that note with, so that I could find my note when I go to that book topic, or I could go to my leadership topic and find it there. Topics also have a summary page where you can put the most important notes about that topic that you have, so that they're front and center, easy to find. Examples could be quotes that inspire you about a given topic, or questions that you have that you want to reflect on and answer. Key points that you might have learned about a given topic, you can put right there, so that whenever you navigate to a topic, you can see the most important things about that topic that you have learned so far. And this also acts as kind of a primer to your mind, so that if you have any additional thoughts about those things, you can quickly go and add them to it. I just want to spend a minute or two talking about notes in GoldMind. They will be familiar to those who have used note-taking apps before, but with a little bit of a twist. You have your standard title and note body, but whereas most note-taking apps will have just one title and one body, the title in GoldMind is used for more than just a summary of what is in the body. The title is where you're going to put that quote that you want to remember, or that question that you have, or an idea that you want to ponder about. With GoldMind, you don't just have a body of a note. You can add new responses that are separate from each other, but all live on that same note. So this was designed intentionally so that you could come back to thoughts, or come back to ideas or questions that you have, and respond to them multiple times over time, so you can see how your thoughts have progressed, and so that you can keep new thoughts separated from old thoughts about a given quote or idea or question that you have. That is part of the mindful design of GoldMind, is to have multiple opportunities to respond and kind of see that over time. The last thing I want to talk about in regards to notes is the note types. Now, the way you get a note to show up on a topic summary page is by giving it a note type. So up in the corner here, there's this little star, and you can click that and choose, is this a quote, is this a question, is this a key point that I've learned? But as soon as you add that, then this note will show up in your topic summary page. So now I want to show you guys the exercises that are in GoldMind, and like I said earlier, this is GoldMind's main way to get users to do focused reflecting on things that are important to them. So what you will need to do as a beta tester is head over to the exercise library after you've built up some notebooks and topics, or maybe you want to go to the exercise library first and explore what's there, and then depending on how you want to organize your notes, you can go in and create some notebooks and topics. But basically, the exercise library has some high-level categories that you can click on to drill down into specific focus areas. Now, these are the areas that you might want to prioritize in your life. So you need to explore this and find out what resonates with you that you might want to start with. I'm going to go and find a gratitude exercise to show it as an example. I'd recommend for each beta tester that you at least start with a gratitude exercise, because it's the most thoroughly scientifically proven way to build and increase happiness is to increase your level of gratitude. So this exercise will help you to do that, and the way that it works is you can read the description of what the exercise is for, and you can see the different questions or prompts that you're going to be seeing when you perform the exercise. Now, you can either perform it now, which is up in this corner button up here, or you can schedule it. And if you schedule it, you can schedule to perform this exercise weekly, monthly, or yearly. I would say that everyone could benefit from, focusing on a little bit of gratitude every day. So it's up to you, but find an exercise to schedule at least one each day. Once you've scheduled it, you also need to tell GoldMind where you want these this writing that you're going to do, this reflecting, where do you want to store those notes that you write? So down here there's a topic bar where you can add topics. You can create topics directly from here. You cannot currently create new notebooks, but if you've created a set of notebooks where you're going to store all your thoughts, you can create topics that fit into those notebooks directly from this topic bar. Now let's go back to the home screen. I'm hoping that today's exercises and the top priorities now make a lot more sense to you, but we'll just go over them one more time now that you understand how the rest of GoldMind works. So today's exercises, you'll see whatever you've got scheduled, whether it's weekly, monthly, or yearly, whatever is happening today will show up in a little queue right here, and you can hit begin each day to perform those exercises sequentially, or you can click on a specific prompt out of the ones you have scheduled if you have some thoughts as you glance over it that you specifically want to answer right now. You can come back multiple times throughout the day, and I'm hoping that you do. If you do some writing at the beginning of the day and you let your subconscious kind of work on that throughout the day, you may have additional thoughts that you want to add, and you'll be able to do that by just coming back to your home screen and clicking on that. Now, at the end of the day, these exercises will turn into notes that you can find under the topics that you configured when you were in the exercise library. The top priorities, first create all your topics that you want, and you'll be adding more topics as you go. But the ones that are most important to you, you can have right here front and center, and so the notes that show up on your topic summary page will now be in a more simplified way showing up right here. Now, as a disclaimer, I do not like the current design of the top priorities. I already know that's an issue. Working on that. If you have any ideas, let me know what you think, and I'm all ears for new ideas. With your top priorities, you can go up here and click this edit button to add new top priorities, reorder how they show up, remove. And I just want to say thanks again for being a beta tester. This was not a short video. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. And please, you can either send any feedback you have to my email address, the one that you have for me if you've got that, or andy@goldmind.app, or if you just want to text me, you can text me. I'm open to any way of communication. If you want to call me, if you feel like it needs a conversation, go ahead and do that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.